Hello, folks. Oh, wait. I can't see you, folks. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Hello, folks. Stray Gods time. We're back to it. And, I'm glad of it. This is gonna be interesting. Just doing the social media stuff. There we go. And, that's all the posts. So yeah, Stray Gods, if you may have some trouble remembering because we did it a while ago, was a sort of role-playing visual novel slash musical. Excitement, that's good to hear. Stray Gods focused on a character called Grace, and her trials and tribulations with becoming the new muse, minor goddess of music, and sing-alongs. And along the way, she encountered Orpheus, who had occupied the throne of Hades. Or Tartarus, I think. And, he kind of camped out there, and eventually well, I say we threw him out, but that brings us to the first minor complication of this stream, which is, apparently this does import some information from, the Stray Gods save file. And I played this game about 40 to 50 times, after the stream, so I don't know what the world state will be. I don't know what flags are set. Orpheus could still be in charge of Hell, or he could have, given up the throne and left. So, I don't know. If my world state has no continuity whatsoever with the world state that we left the previous stream in, well, I guess if you want continuity, you're just gonna have to buy the DLC yourself, huh? Oh no. But I genuinely have no idea what state I left things in last time I played. So that'll be an adventure. Hopefully it was a good one. I really don't know. But, well, that's a risk you take with DLC, played months after a game's launch. And I hear this one is not as serious as, other, the main story. This one is apparently, I quote one of the reviews, a series of wacky misadventures tied together with songs. Now, I don't know how true that is. For all I know, this is gonna hit me with a fucking emotional suplex partway through. But I do find it amusing that this is by... Stray Gods in general is by David Geider. Or originally written by David Geider. Who, also worked at BioWare on the Dragon Age franchise. So, not the Mass Effect games, but it's from the same cloth. And that explains so much about the game itself, doesn't it? I can't get away from BioWare. They are following me around the game industry for the purpose of emotionally bullying me. And I'm very grateful to them for that. We have about 5 seconds before we start, I guess. And that'll be the 5 seconds. Let me turn off this music, and we will turn on that music. Bring you folks down here. I still have the space background up from Mass Effect. Sorry about that. I'm not sure it matters. This might be a little loud. If it needs adjustment, let me know. Actually, let me just bump the master volume down a wee smidge. Are there any content warnings for Orpheus? No, that's all Stray God stuff. Okay. So, we reach up here, and I guess we're, grabbing the Orpheus poster. Here goes. New game. Oh, wait, will it show me content warnings now? There is. Alcohol warning, death, and themes of suicide. Alright, consider yourself warned for alcohol use, death, and themes of suicide. I mean, I'm not surprised, given how Orpheus was conducting himself there, but apparently there'll be a little more than wacky misadventures out here. Oh, boy. Hold on, I need to check something. Like, I'm checking to see who this is. Okay, Let's Have This Dance is Pan. And You and I is... Persephone. So I can have the Pan romance or the Persephone romance. I don't remember what happened in either of these games. I don't remember what happened in either of these. I'm gonna go with the Pan romance for the sake of variety, but no, I think I'm gonna go with the Persephone romance. I think that might be interesting to carry on from. But like I said, if you want continuity of Decision, hello Silverstar. If you want continuity of Decision, you're just gonna have to buy the DLC yourself and play through. So, here we go.
You're taking a rather long time to make your move, old friend. One would almost think you're lingering. Perhaps to keep the game going as long as possible. No matter, I know you mean well. I'll admit my days aren't exactly as full as they once were. Well, I had my revenge to contemplate, and the throne, and my loyal, if slightly fannish subjects. All right, yes, but at least I was the king. It was something. What's wrong? That is an excellent question.
I never got my revenge. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why I'm here. Why am I here?
If you must know, I suppose I have to wonder, why am I still here? Yes, I know I'm dead. In the land of the dead. That's not what I meant. The thing is, after the Muse destroyed the throne, I thought my task was done. I left with all the other shades. One by one, they all faded away into oblivion. Even Benny.
Aw, bye, Benny.
Not me. I expected it. I wanted it. Yet, I remain. Why is that?
I don't know.
I thought life was really over, and I was ready to meet the end, to leave behind a world of suffering, to make love to oblivion. But I stand here now, corrected, left with nothing and no one. I have somehow been rejected, and I don't know what I've done wrong. What now? And who now? Where do I belong? Thought I'd live my destiny, but is there one more song? The air feels cool inside my lungs. I feel the pull towards just one more song. Pull up a stool, yes, I will strum. Hello world, I'll write you one more song.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
Ah, Hermes, I love you.
You know, this isn't normally my kind of thing. I go for the heavy beats. But it's nice.
Have we met?
I mean, probably a long time ago. When you died. I would have been someone else, though.
Ah, then you're Hermes.
And you're Orpheus. Persephone once told me I should stay clear of you, but yeah, a lot has changed lately.
Just how are things in the living world? We don't hear much down here.
Oh man, where do I even start? Well, the idols aren't in hiding anymore, for starters.
You were in hiding?
Yeah. The chorus is gone, and I started streaming. I'm an influencer now. Isn't that awesome?
None of those words mean anything to me.
Well, it's really exciting. I'm assuming that's what you were asking about, I guess.
He's been shut in for a while.
You say Persephone told you to stay clear? Hence why we've never met, I assume?
Uh-huh. I mean, I met some of the shades. They were so nice. I miss Benny.
Yeah. All gone, I'm afraid. Except for me.
But hey, things are different now. I can do whatever I want. And so can you.
I can. I can do whatever I want.
Hell yeah. That's a pun, I think.
I kinda gotta.
I hate to say it, but you don't look like any of the depictions of Hermes I'm familiar with. Granted, they were all statues, but they certainly weren't dressed as you are.
You mean like in a toga and stuff?
Persephone was greatly changed in the same way, but even so, I still knew it was her.
Deep down, I'm still Hermes. But I'm also me. You just get used to it.
You get used to being yourself. Okay.
Well, anyhow, was there something specific you wanted?
Well, I heard you singing, not like intentionally, but I just thought, I can help. Maybe what you need is to get away. Maybe I can bring you up to the mortal world?
You can do that?
Yeah, it's a, a psychopope thing.
Psychopomp.
You mean psychopomp?
Yeah, that.
Hmm, could. Could be. So cool, right?
'Cause I
'Cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'cause I 'c
I mean, what's left here? Let's go.
What are these towers? Do people live there? So many lamps. There's light everywhere. Such a magnificent sculpture. Is this for a god? Was this city built over a volcano? How odd. Perhaps this isn't the end. There's so much to explore. My lips, they tremble. My hands, they shake. There's a whole new world in store. What now? And who now? Where will I belong? I thought I'd lived my destiny, but we're writing one more song. But I suppose I must go home, back to being terribly alone.
I wonder if it's just gonna be these two.
I suppose it's time to return, isn't it?
Sure, if that's what you want.
Well, I'm dead, am I not? Surely there's no choice in the matter.
You left the underworld before, right? Long time ago? That means you can again. That's the rule.
So, all these centuries, I could have returned at any time?
No, only when it's
You'd
funny.
have to find a gate and get past Corone and Cerberus. Not that either of them are really into their jobs lately, but yeah.
Wait, how do you even know this?
I told you it's a psycho.
Pope thing, yes, I recall. Makes one wonder why Lord Hades granted me the right in the first place. I mean, naturally my music is beyond compare, but...
I don't know. Maybe he thought it would be funny.
That seems very likely, in fact.
Like I said, because it would be funny. I wasted all those... Yeah, but you're not wasting them now, are you?
Then... I'm alive? Alive? Can you believe it? Orpheus lives again!
Yeah! Oh, this is your thing.
Do you hear that, modern world? Orpheus, bard of the ages, the legend who moved the heart of the king of Hades himself, walks amongst you! Ha ha!
Yeah, they're not really, Hello, Ernest.
I suppose the question really is to do what?
I got it. Why don't you start a new story?
A new story?
Yes, a new story. You asked what you do when your story's over. You write a new one. Here.
What's your interest in this, Idol? You know next to nothing about me.
I heard you sing.
That's hardly the same thing.
Isn't it? Grace made Athena give up through the power of a song. Corny, I guess. But songs show what's inside your heart. And how many times do you get to see what's inside someone's heart? If that doesn't make you know them, I mean, what does?
I suppose you have me there.
I mean, if you're seeing what's inside someone's heart, it's usually only the once.
Well, I don't know if you're aware, but my story was the stuff of true legend. I wrote songs that defined our world. I had a love, the envy of all others. Even my death was the thing of spectacle. Which reminds me, are the Maenads still about? They made my disembodied head sing for quite a long time. Most uncomfortable.
I don't think so.
The point is, a masterpiece is no easy thing to follow. Surely that holds true even today.
I get it. Sequels do kind of suck sometimes. But not always. You gotta try.
Are they doing meta commentary? I'm unsure.
Dare I ask what a sequel is?
It's when a movie follows up on the last one. Just some of them go on for a really long time.
And a movie is?
Ooh. There's a lot you're gonna have to learn. I bet you don't even have a phone.
A wager you would win, I assure you.
How do you live? Oh man, we're gonna have to get you one. I could be your first text.
Aw. Text and Hermes.
You're very strange, Hermes of the Idols. I have to say, I don't quite know what to make of you.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Stories of the gods and everyone I've personally met led me to believe you were all... fickle, vain, damaged goods even.
Oh, no, that's still a thing mostly.
But not you.
I don't know. I'm just trying to live like the old Hermes told me to. Life should be better. And not just for me.
A rather novel concept.
Hermes, you're the best of the fucking gods. You always were.
You said here. Where is that exactly? Is this Thrace? Hellas?
No, we're a long way from those kinds of places.
Where then? Mesopotamia? Surely not.
Buddy, it's a part of the world your people didn't even know about back then. But that's even better. You get to discover it for yourself.
I don't know. It looks quite thoroughly discovered.
Not by you. You'll get to try everything for the first time. There's gotta be something you like. Right?
All right, Hermes, consider me intrigued. How should I begin this grand new tale you propose?
Yes. I was thinking I could show you around the mortal world a bit first. Show you how everything's...
No! No. That sounds like it would take forever.
You have a whole lifetime, right?
They could do so many things with the sequels of this.
You are very astute, my young friend. We can use that clever mind to our advantage.
No one has ever said that before.
Imagine, you are about to read a magnificent modern tale. At its core, its very essence is...
Action?
I do cut a heroic figure, it's true, but I'm actually rather shit with a sword.
Good dialogue, then.
One can hardly talk their way into a new legend, can they?
I don't know. Romance, maybe?
Oh, no, I think I'm gonna play Orpheus as still having a thing for Euripides. Like, that's pretty defining.
That's true as may be, but my heart shall always belong to my beloved Eurydice.
Yeah, but wasn't that like a really long time ago?
Yes. Perhaps it's time to move on. For the sake of this new adventure. Tell me, young Hermes, what is the fastest way to find love in this modern world?
Love? Like, real love? Oh, man, I guess there's... that? Is speed dating still a thing?
Speed dating.
Speed date, okay. I don't think I'm going to take any dates, I'm afraid.
I'll find a new love and we'll go down in history. One once more a true love. I'll find it tonight. I'll find a great love the way I found your
Cat ears.
and I'll find it tonight.
What's up, guys? Like and subscribe. I'm here with
I'm Orpheus.
the dating time.
I actually prefer if it were just you and me.
Do you know how many followers I have?
No?
3. And tell me.
Oh,
What is your vibe?
What is vibe?
Like, what is your vibe?
Yeah, I mean, what does vibe mean?
You like vibe?
No, I don't know vibe.
How old are you?
What
Next.
a shame. You really shouldn't be allowed to do that. Don't they filter these people? Still looking for new love, and we'll go down in history. And I mean in books, and not that internet. I'll find a true love, and it'll soothe me like a balm. I guess next time's a charm.
yeah, she was my style, but he's old-fashioned.
What do I want to get out of speed dating? The most glorious love, the heavens above will tremble in awe and shake at their core. The winds upon the seas will feel like a breeze when compared to our love. Let's call that a practice run. I'll find a new love, somebody who will understand that love's a klaxon from the mouths of gods. I'll find a great love, gonna roll the dice once again, and I'm liking the odds.
Are you?
Are you ready to give all your love to a guy who wants to love you?
Of course, I wanna love you like I love Darren.
Who's Darren?
Oh, so you wanna talk about Darren? He's the best ex-boyfriend that I ever had. He would have been a good husband, could have been a good dad. But he left me because I loved a little too much. We went on one date, and then I never heard from him again. Huh, crazy, right?
She still wants Darren.
Vanessa,
My name's Sharon.
I just don't think this will work. It's not part of my plan. I can't be your new Darren. Be a new Darren.
You will never be Darren.
I don't wanna be Darren.
Oh, Darren!
Darren! He seems like a great guy.
I just wanna be with Darren. Darren, I'm gonna stand outside his house. Goodbye.
Good luck to her.
That person has some serious issues. Godspeed to them. Time for Orpheus to forge on and find greener, less Darrenated pastures. I'll find a new love, and Darren won't be part of it, no. A truly great love, it's us against the world. There must be someone around you who is wise to it.
A date with marvelous hair. Alright.
Your face, it reminds me of someone familiar, like someone I used to know. A face that belonged to a terrible monster, a snake-headed gorgon who feasts on men's organs, a creature to pity, but still kind of pretty. What I'm trying to say is in a snake-headed way, you look really nice tonight. I
Yeah.
meant it as a compliment.
Yeah.
That was a compliment. Okay, shake it off, Orpheus. It's only a matter of time till you find the one.
Medusa was great. I miss her.
I'll find a new love and they'll accept my compliments. Once more, a true love, they'll compliment me back. I'll find a great love who has the taste for eloquence. Time for another crack.
Let's try a guy.
Why don't you tell me your favorite thing? I'm sure that it's dull and immensely boring.
Oh, it's so niche, I'm not sure that you'll care.
Well, I shall humor you. Go on, take me there.
History, ancient Greek history. History, history, history. Ancient Greek history. History, history.
Do you like the stories?
Yes.
Of glory?
Yes.
Of gods giving power to men?
Yes, and heroes with lyres,
Yes.
whose music inspires.
Yes.
My favorite, of course, he is.
He has to be.
Apollo.
Apollo inspires me too. It's nice to meet someone like you. We can agree that musically, what he taught Orpheus changed history.
Oh, Orpheus, there was a clown.
Oh,
He was a musical genius, but he turned around at the stupidest time, in the stupidest way. We still call him stupid to this very day. I'm glad I found someone I trust, who also hates Orpheus.
Not great for my sense of self-worth to be insulted for losing my love to Hades for all eternity. I'll find a new love and they won't think that I'm the worst. One for the ages that won't crush my self-esteem. I'll take a fine love, one that doesn't think that I'm laughable literally.
I am impressed with how long this CB dating is going on. Okay, no.
Making that money, savvy young blank. Take you to the Shangri-La, buy you a bucket of caviar. Let me show you what that money can do. Take you to a zoo, buy a kangaroo. The best things in life are free, but I've got a solid gold me. And if I let me date you, you can have a solid gold me too. You would be good with me, because I am good with money.
Hi, Tom.
And I would be good with you, cause I assume that you like money too.
What's the point in sitting upon a golden throne if at the end of all your life you're sitting alone? What's the point in buying a costly meal for two if in the end the only one eating it is you? What's the point in forging a tiny statue man without another statue to hold his tiny statue hand? I will not be there. Money's only good for the good that it can do. So your money is no good. It's a lesson we must all learn, I suppose. I'll find a new love who'll throw away their gold for me once more. A true love to give my life to. A rich or a poor love, one that can explain to me what is a kangaroo. What's the point in trying? No one seems to work. And what if I'm lying to myself? There's still a few left. Could my love be there too? And if I walk away, do I walk away from you? My one shot at finding my new love. Oh.
Not here. Not here. Somewhere else, maybe.
What's the point in trying when I'm surrounded by base individuals, also forgettable, not what I'd call legendary material? I'm here for love. I should have seen. I want new love, but love doesn't want me. This isn't right. This isn't fun. So hear me now. I'm done. I'm done. Oh, I'm done. All that? All that? And what comes of it? Nothing. No earth-shattering romance. Not a single Eurydice among the crowd. Not a one. How many times can one be expected to put their heart on the table in a single evening?
Oh, I don't think the mortals find it any easier. But they find new ways to keep trying, right? That's the important part.
You might have mentioned that when you recommended this speed courtship process thing.
I thought you knew it wasn't a guaranteed thing.
All this time, and mortals still haven't figured it out.
I've never been in love. Not ever. So, maybe I'm not the best person to ask.
You made a noble effort, my friend. I also had root beer and iced cream for the first time, so the evening was far from a complete waste.
It's true.
I had a hot dog. It's sitting in my stomach like, a very bad idea.
Yes, well, it's symbolic of the evening, I suppose.
Oh, we haven't even tried any apps yet. There are like dozens.
And I suspect it will end the same way.
Things will look up, I'm sure.
I need a distraction. Surely one can be found here. Taverns used to be entertaining, after all.
Golf? Golf.
What do the fates have in store for me if not a new love? Is there one among the patrons here to aid me with their wisdom? Back in the day, one couldn't swing a dead cat in a tavern without striking a philosopher or two. And then again, that's how you end up in a conversation with Socrates. Nobody wants that.
Oh my. What an intriguing specimen to discover in such squalor. Might you be in search of a little
Medusa!
company?
Yes, heart!
Am I? To think I'd written off the possibility of new love until I laid eyes upon you.
You tease me, bud. But Medusa has little tolerance for such cruel gapes these days.
I missed her.
Here?
And why not here? Even in our day, such taverns were a refuge for the sad and weary.
Oh. You've had a day comparable to mine then, I take it.
A day, a month, a century. I've lost track, truth be told. It never ends for the likes of us. This is our lot, as the fates have decreed it.
I confess that I struggle to see how you could exist among mortals, Medusa. Is that not difficult, given your unique tastes?
Why, it is not difficult at all. In fact, I have been on a diet. Can you not tell? I have been good, truly. Only a little slip-up or two.
Don't you hate it when you accidentally eat somebody? It's always so awkward.
Well, you jest. But if that man did not wish to be eaten, he should not have knocked on my door, wearing his silly suit and tie, asking if I was familiar with his god. Me, who knows every god. The god.
Yeah, I wasn't joking. I love you. Can we?
It wasn't a cruel jest at your expense, by the way, when I mentioned the possibility of new love.
Oh? This despite knowing my unnatural appetite?
Well, an element of danger can add spice to any affair. I suppose I asked for this.
Eurydice, killed by a venomous snake, only to be replaced by venomous Medusa.
Ah.
Oh, what a rich irony that would be.
Yes, you've made your point.
Okay, well, that's a no then. Yeah, it's always awkward when she knows your ex.
Last I heard, you'd become a servant to the very idol who cursed you. I'd offer my condolences, but Hermes suggested something happened to her?
After Lady Athena was exposed for her part in sweet Calliope's demise, the Muse administered her justice. She forgave Lady Athena. It was most unexpected.
Bigger person than most, I suppose.
I know not whether I would have such forgiveness in me. The chorus disbanded after the trial, and now, here we all are, scratching out a new existence under mortal scrutiny.
Like I said, there is, not gonna be continuity between my two streams because I imported a different save. So, I did not forgive so easily in my on-stream save.
And now that you've been left to fend for yourself, haunting taverns such as this can't be your only business.
I was lost for a time. Refuge was offered in the reliquary, but it was not meant to be.
Because you ate someone or something you shouldn't have, were I to guess.
Poor Sherbert. I think we could have grown to like each other. If only he hadn't been such a tiny, adorable sack of meat.
Yes, of course. And after you fled from there, what came next for hungry Medusa?
Oh, that is, how did the mortals say to put it? Classified. Yes.
I don't know what that means.
That's the idea. Oh, I'm so good at this.
So, am I to believe that you've come to the same watering hole of despair as me purely by chance?
I might have asked the same of you. Here I pass unnoticed, spared the gawking of others, so I am a frequent patron as of late.
I imagine it is difficult. It has always felt like a strange and unusually cruel thing, your curse. Is there truly no way to reverse this condition? Must you remain this way to the ends of eternity?
If there is, I shall find it. Eventually.
Yeah, in this house we love and cherish Medusa. And maybe Athena has to die. Maybe she does.
Have you considered the possibility the curse can't be undone no matter what you do?
To exist this way, until the end of time. No, I could not bear it. There must be a way, there must.
Or it began with Athena, did it not? Perhaps it ends with her too.
I should be so lucky.
Her death could just as easily doom you forever too, come to think of it, so don't go wishing for that just yet.
Alright, what do you want?
I have a hard time believing you approached me just to relive the olden days. What is it that you want from me, Medusa?
I am oh so curious about your story. What brings you back to the mortal coil after so many centuries away?
If you must know, I have returned to discover what the fates have in store for me. I thought my story complete, my ending written, and yet it continues on. Alas, I have yet to discover the plot.
Ah, the envy. Oh, I can hardly stand it.
What are you talking about? I'm lost. I'm without love, without purpose. Who could desire such a thing?
Me. Not all of us can start over with such a clean slate.
Yeah, sometimes you look over and you have to think, well, at least that one's not me. And I say that as, like, the #1 Medusa fan. Honestly, I'm wondering, and this is a little sidebar that I'm taking, I'm wondering if part of the storyline here is that Orpheus is going to discover that there is no plot, there is no narrative through line to his life. It will just be a bunch of stuff that happened, because that is kind of what life is. A bunch of stuff that happened.
I confess I hadn't really thought of it like that. It seemed less a new beginning and more of...
The lack of an ending? What is lacking is your perspective, Bard. You have every path available before you, but you fear to select one.
Shall I pick at random? I do not want any old story, Medusa. I want something worthy of my return. Do you blame me?
You have been given a great gift, Orpheus, whether you realize it or not. Your story has ended, and now remains open to infinite possibility. Mine has trapped me, with no ending in sight. There was an eve where I was walking along a narrow road. At the end I found a village where I made a home. The people didn't know my story, and no one turned to stone. It's how I knew that I was dreaming, so I woke alone. Always on the outside, looking in, why can't I find an ending? It's never ending. The gods know I've tried.
I know this story. I am so sorry. Always on the outside, looking in, I find
And
an ending never ending. The gods know I've tried.
It was nice to see her again.
So, Medusa didn't try to eat you? I heard she's been cutting back and everything, but
She attempted to encourage me, I think.
that's good. I mean, it's better than the alternative, right?
Oh yeah, she is.
Hey, big guy. Where to next? If you're not, looking for love, what do you want to do?
Oh. Hermes?
Perhaps the issue was that I went looking for love when, in fact, it came to me.
Oh, you mean me?
Why
Oh.
not? You have a kind heart. You're... Well, I mean, you're...
Oh, no. Sorry, dude. Look, I know this is really hard, but you'll figure it out. I know it. Oh, I know.
Yeah, I didn't really expect
So
that to work.
what's the worst thing that's ever happened to you?
This, right now?
Some might argue that retrieving my beloved from the underworld only to lose her at the last second due to my own foolishness was pretty bad.
Yes, perfect. You could write a song about that. No, really. Work on a song and it'll get your creative juices flowing, when I'm making a new video,
It's Hermes.
Oh, oh, hi. Not all at once, please. That's my shirt. That tickles. Okay. One selfie, all right? Just one. Okay, maybe one more. Okay. That's fine. Good. Sorry, my fans can be a little...
Fame! A return to fame shall be my purpose. Tell them, Master Hermes. Tell them that the Bard of Ages has returned. Tell them he shall play to the crowds once again.
Okay.
Tell them that Orpheus's Back from the Dead tour has begun.
Damn, you're fast. Okay,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
let's try
Hey,
it.
how about one last song? Here's something a little more personal. On a summer night, 'twas a viper's bite, took her out of sight. I followed, and I gave a show. We were free to go, and I climbed, and lo, she followed. The queen, you see, played
No,
the
get more
traitor on
intense.
me. The scene was swallowed down.
Add something. Now add horns. I think that'll be enough, though. We don't want to overload this.
Back above the ground, my guitar unwound. I was haunted, howling hollow, waiting my life away. But I felt this burn. I would soon return, and the queen would learn what followed. All that time above.
All right, now drop it back down.
And I soon enough was swallowed down. I got there was not there. That queen too, that queen who
And back up.
should have to pay down to win my life away.
Maybe not up that much. Get experimental! Fuck it, don't question yourself. Oh, too much, too much. Well, the guitar is like the lyre, so... Yeah, that was too much.
Hey, now that was awesome! Again? Oh, man.
It was indeed a thing of awe. Just as I remember. Crowds chanting my name. Music that thrilled the soul. My every sense afire. Until the moment the curtain fell.
And?
And that's the thing. It's exactly as I remember. I have already taken this path. Hermes, I do not need to take it again. I know it's inconceivable to consider, but have I lost my touch? Has Orpheus, bard of legend and minstrel to the gods themselves, become impotent?
If so, I know a guy who has pills for that.
Perhaps the fates have simply decreed that a mortal man may only touch the sun once, if he dares at all. You said it yourself. A sequel is never as good as the original.
Lucky for you, I figured this might happen. Come on!
Yeah, alright.
Go where? There's nowhere for me to go, Hermes, and nothing for me left to do.
Yeah, there is. Come on, old timer. She's not gonna wait around all night.
Huh. It's snowing. It's a lovely view. But why have you brought me all the way up here?
To meet me, I think.
Hey!
My, if it isn't Grace, last of the Muses. Why, I haven't seen you since,
Since I denied you your vengeance against Persephone? Yeah. Sorry about that. I kind of thought you'd...
Drifted off into the proverbial sunset? Succumbed to oblivion? I thought so too, but it seems it was not meant to be.
I guess that explains why you've returned from the dead. But not how. I thought that required a great sacrifice of some kind.
A price I paid long ago, or so Master Hermes recently informed me. Not that mortal life has brought me any solace.
Yeah, Hermes said you were feeling a bit lost. They thought that maybe I could help.
Shoot your shot?
Aha! What better love for the bard than the last of the muses? A brilliant plan, Hermes!
Wait, what?
I'd given up on the search. It did not even occur to me that you, Grace, the very one who stole my revenge, would also steal my heart.
Whoa. Hold your horses, big guy. That is so not what we're doing here.
Oh, it's a very romantic spot.
Yeah, kinda. But no. No, Hermes wanted us to talk. They thought I could help you. That's it. That's it.
And why is that? From all accounts, you stormed through the lives of the idols like a hurricane and have come out on the other end on top.
Sure, maybe, but before all that, I was lost as hell. Even before I became an idol.
Are we going letterbox? Is it song time?
All right then, I haven't many other options, I suppose, so let's see where this goes, shall we?
Nice view.
Wonders beyond imagining. Once I would have sworn only gods could live in such a place.
So,
Hermes out!
I'm not really sure where to begin with this.
How much do you know about me? Other than, of course, our delightful first meeting back in the underworld?
I know you wanted revenge on Persephone for helping Hades trick you.
More or less. It was my own fault, looking back at Eurydice, but then again, they both knew I would. Who could not?
And I know you were quite a musician back in the day. The equal of any muse, and possibly better.
That's quite the compliment.
Persephone said it, not me.
Ooh, an even greater compliment.
Aw, his eyes.
Yeah, don't get too full of yourself, Mr. Bard of the Ages. That's all I really know.
Tell me what you've been up to since we met. Persephone must have been hungry for vengeance, I imagine.
Not so much, actually. We've all moved on.
She forgave you? Astounding. But the original question still stands.
I've been, touring, actually. Got my own band, got a deal with a label, it's a whole thing.
Oh ho, so I'm speaking with a fellow entertainer. And a famous one at that.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt that everyone knows I'm an idol. Adds to the mystique, they say. Lately, I don't know, it's almost too easy. Doing that while having the power of a muse. I should be happy at all the success, but...
Huh. Yes, this feeling I know very well. Forgive me the observation, but it appears that you're at something of a crossroads of your own.
I guess I am, yeah.
No romance, then? No love of the ages to keep you occupied as you decide what to do next?
Well, sure, there's Persephone. Yeah, I know. I love her, but I can't talk to her about this. She'd just try to fix it herself, and I don't want her to. I guess what I'm trying to say is that you and I are kind of in the same boat.
With one major difference. I lived my mortal life. You, despite being immortal, have yet to live even that much.
There is that. Still, you're probably as close as I'm gonna get to someone who will know what I'm going through.
So you coming here tonight was not entirely for my benefit? Not to fear, Grace. I'll keep your secret.
Yeah, as mentioned, I was working through, like, all of the achievements and all of the romance options. And, this is one of the saves that I had still on the drive.
So, if you know so little about me, Grace, why are you so eager to help?
Well, I felt a little bad after what happened.
Keeping me from a vengeance that I'd waited thousands of years to enact?
Yeah.
Truth be told, the vengeance was hollow. I welcomed oblivion, but it appears that oblivion was not ready to welcome me. Nevertheless, it's not your fault. You've no obligation to aid me. You must know that.
Sure. But if I can help, shouldn't I at least try?
I suspect most would answer that question with a no, but it appears you're not most people, are you?
I have to ask.
I have to ask, did you come to the concert tonight?
Of course. I heard the Orpheus was appearing in concert. Who wouldn't want to go to that? I mean, it was incredible. The control you have when you play your instruments. I didn't think it was possible for a harp to rock.
Oh, stop. No, don't stop. I want to hear some more.
Shut.
He gets fucking anime eyes when you compliment him. It is adorable. He gets, like, the bright, sparkly, big anime eyes. Jesus, man.
Stop. You know how good you are.
Yes, I suppose that's part of the problem. I mastered my craft. I had my cheering crowds. None of this is new.
It doesn't matter that everything's changed. There are instruments, heck, countries that you've never even heard of.
True, but how different would it all be, really? No, I fear tonight was my last concert in the modern world.
I mean, I would at least want to try, like, a sousaphone or something, man. Try a theremin.
So, here we are, Grace. How do we decide what to do next?
Tell me honestly, what made you want to come back?
I assumed my story had reached its completion. Cue the snickering by the chorus.
I'm sorry?
A theater joke. I suppose what I'm searching for is a proper ending.
Or the next chapter. I guess there's only one way to resolve this. I hope you're not too tired from your concert.
Orpheus? Too tired for a song? You must be joking.
Tell me what's the plan for you?
I'm just not inspired.
What's the thing we do to get this furnace fired?
Oh, I'm tired. Far too tired to choose.
Cue the muse. I'm what you could use.
Wait, no need to spur me on. I don't need the kicks. Wait, my morbid moment's gone. This heart still ticks. Yes, I'm restless. I'm stressed. Let's assess this. I'm tense when there's mess left to fix.
Quite the thrilling scene. Life as Mr. Clean. There's something you might have missed, and that's that you now exist. You're out of the bell jar. You're mortal. Are you open to it? Are you open to it? To hunting a savage boar, to opening a general store, to drifting a sports car, to writing a memoir, to stalking a film star. Are you open to it?
I'm listening.
It's good you're keen.
But first, what's a film star mean?
Oh, an actor.
I'm stalking an actor.
Yeah.
I'm not open to it. You might have some boar to chase, but now is a foreign place.
It feels like you're barking. Come on now, be open to it.
This world is so strange to me, but much more importantly, letting go, living free, being arbitrary, that's a life on the surface. Grace. Give me one crucial role, give me one lofty goal. Life must have a purpose. Grace. Building lore, seeking something profound.
It's more wrestling life to the ground.
Maybe?
There's something you said before.
The hunting the savage boar.
No, not that. Well, yes, that. The danger. Am I open to it? It's either I best the boar or end up a mess of gore, to triumph or fall flat. I might be open to it. To have so much resting on a single decision? An entire life?
I've been there. Big decisions are hard.
The fates have always decided for me.
Well, now you get to decide.
I once walked among the ghouls. I'm now under different rules. I'm fragile, I'm fleeting, I'm finite. I'm open to it. I'll live as a mortal man and drink all the life I can. This heart's really beating, I hear it. I'm open to it. The wild wind will fling you round. Who knows where it puts me down?
A park seat,
A corn crop, a whale's throat,
a dress shop,
a sailboat, a cliff top. I'm open to it.
open to it,
Open to it.
open to it,
Open to it.
open to
You can make Orpheus very morose in dialogue sections, and I just don't think that's what I'm gonna go for. Sorry, buddy, you're gonna get some zest for life here.
So, we feeling good? You look good. Hopeful, even. That's good, right?
You know, for the first time in a long time, I think I really am.
Ah, yes! I knew taking you to Grace was the right move. She is the queen of pep talks.
I can't say I know what that means, but you know what? I'll learn. I'll learn everything I can about this new world.
So, let's first on the plan. You picked a place to go? Anything you really want to see?
Fresh fields lie before me, ready for my feet. Soon they'll tell a story in the lines there in the wheat. Bent down and broken, flattened, and then next day they're reaching up again. Fresh fields lie before me, ready for my feet. Soon they'll tell a story in the lines there in the wheat. Soon they'll tell a story in the lines there in the wheat.
Charming, huh? Okay. Live the Stardew life, Orpheus. No one can stop you. That said, we are at an hour 15. Is this only halfway
well,
through?
fine, you win again. I miss Orpheus. He was fun. How about you, Corone? You ever wanted to go to the mortal world? I guess, actually, we need a pretty big glamour. You know, I used to be worried about you, me, Grace, and all the idols. Times were really looking rough. But now I think are gonna be all right. Another game? Oh, a different game. What, you worried I'm gonna beat you this time? All right, well, where do you store your games? Where do you store anything on this boat? You know what? Don't tell me. I think that I'm gonna buy you a console. No, not that one. that one's not a good one. But the one I get you is going to be the superior one. You'll see. You'll love it. We're gonna have so many games, and, you know, not even just single-player ones. They're ones that you can play together, and I'm gonna beat you. Then you'll get yours. I'm kidding.
Yeah, was that it? After an hour 15? That was it! Huh. I kind of wonder, It was great. That was great, and I loved it. I'm just startled. I thought it was gonna be 2. On the other hand, it's pretty clear that you can get a little bit of extra content out of it by playing other versions, other saves. Still, I'm surprised. That was less than I thought. I'm not upset. I'm just really surprised. Well, I guess that was it? Then, for tonight. There wasn't a lot of real choice. Well, I'm pretty sure we could have, tanked poor Orpheus there if we wanted to. I'm pretty sure that a lot of those options lead to him just deciding to head back to the underworld, never mind mortality. Like, there was... Maybe do another play. Are y'all up for that? Oh, man. It's gonna be rough picking, like, the downer options. Yeah, I want to see some of the variations. This is gonna be rough, though. I'm gonna use the other save that I have handy, where I romanced Pan. Let's do it again. And let's just try out some different stuff.
You're taking a rather long time to make your move, old friend. One would almost think you're lingering. Perhaps to keep the game going as long as possible.
This has a different vibe to it after that.
Aha! I knew it. You invited me here to play so you could riddle me with questions. I see right through you, boatman. You're kind to be concerned, but everything is fine. It's fine. It's fine. All right, maybe it's not fine. What's wrong? That is an excellent question. I never got my revenge. That must be it. I waited 1,000 years only to have justice wrested from my grasp, my righteous fury denied.
My vengeance!
Too much? Yes, some of the fire went out of that after the first century or so, didn't it? The thing is, after Persephone took back her throne, I gave up. I left with all the other shades. One by one, they all faded away into oblivion. Even Benny. But not me. I expected it. I wanted it. Yet, I remain. Why is that? I thought life was really over, and I was ready to meet the end, to leave behind a world of suffering, to make love to oblivion. But I stand here now, corrected, left with nothing and no one. I have somehow been rejected, and I don't know what I've done wrong. What now? And who now? Where do I belong? Thought I'd live my destiny, but is there one more song? Beyond this point lies mystery. I'm not sure what is meant for me, but I will make of it a song, one more song.
I will move on from the dialogues fairly quickly this time.
Hi.
We did a full probe last time. This time is a,
You know, this isn't normally
just
my
a
kind
quick
of thing. I go for the heavy beats. But it's nice.
Have we met?
I mean, probably a long time ago. When you died. I would have been someone else, though.
Ah, then you're Hermes.
And you're Orpheus. Persephone once told me I should stay clear of you, but yeah, a lot has changed lately.
You say Persephone told you to stay clear? Hence why we've never met, I assume?
Uh-huh. I mean, I met some of the shades. They were so nice. I miss Benny.
Yeah, all gone, I'm afraid. Except for me.
But
I
hey,
kinda
things are
wish-
different now. I can do whatever I want. And so can you.
I can. I can do whatever I want.
Hell yeah. That's a pun, I think.
I kind of wish I had a save where he retained his throne, and, you know, therefore got revenge of sorts.
Anyhow, was there something specific you wanted?
Well, I heard you singing, not like intentionally, but I just thought, I can help. Maybe what you need is to get away. Maybe I can bring you up to the mortal world?
You can do that?
Yeah, it's a, you know, a psychopope thing.
You mean psychopomp?
Could be. So cool, right?
Of course, this doesn't mean we have to do the dating song again. That's gonna be a train wreck. If I have anything to say about it. I'll try. I'll do my best.
What are these towers? Do people live there? So many lamps. There's light everywhere. Such a magnificent sculpture. Is this for a god? Was this city built over a volcano? How odd. Perhaps this isn't the end. There's so much to explore. My lips, they tremble. My hands, they shake. There's a whole new world in store. What now? And who now? Where will I belong? I thought I'd lived my destiny, but we're writing one more song. But I suppose I must go home, back to being terribly alone. I suppose it's time to return, isn't it?
Sure, if that's what you want.
God, he spends his entire fucking DLC dressed kind of like Richter Belmont.
Surely there's no choice in the matter.
I'm sorry, Trevor Belmont.
You left the underworld before, right? Long time ago. That means you can again. That's the rule.
So, all these centuries, I could have returned at any time?
You'd have to find a gate and get past Corone and Cerberus. Not that either of them are really into their jobs lately. But yeah.
I am such a fool. All those long, long years spent waiting for vengeance. Wasted.
Oh, hey. It's okay, bud. Look on the bright side. You're here now.
I am. But to do what?
To live. To hang out. I mean, I know a great place for slushies. They'll even let you mix the sodas if you like that. I got it. Why don't you start a new story?
A new story?
Yes, a new story. You asked what you do when your story's over. You write a new one. Here.
Well, I don't know if you're aware, but my story was the stuff of true legend. I wrote songs that defined
I want to
our
mix
world.
sodas with
I had a
Hermes.
love, the envy of all others. Even my death
I
was
do.
the thing of spectacle.
They're great.
Which reminds me, are the Maenads still about? They made my disembodied head sing for quite a long time. Most uncomfortable.
I don't think so.
The point is, a masterpiece is no easy thing to follow. Surely that holds true even today.
I get it. Sequels do kind of suck sometimes. But not always. You gotta try.
What's your interest in this, Idol? You know,
I
next
don't
to
know if I
nothing
have a
about me.
skip button,
I heard
so
you
we're
say
gonna be hearing the same
That's
dialogue.
probably the
But
same thing.
Isn't it? Grace made Athena give up through the power of a song. Corny, I guess. But songs show what's inside your heart. And how many times do you get to see what's inside someone's heart? If that doesn't make you know them, I mean, what does?
I suppose you have me there. All right, Hermes, consider me intrigued. How should I begin this grand new tale you propose?
Yes. I was thinking I could show you around the mortal world a bit first. Show you how everything's...
No! No, that sounds like it would take forever.
You have a whole lifetime, right?
I've had a dozen lifetimes, thank you, and I'm quite done with that. No. I fear the time for patience has passed.
Okay. What do you want to start with, then?
Imagine, you are about to read a magnificent modern tale. At its core, its very essence is...
Action?
I do cut a heroic figure, it's true, but I'm actually rather shit with a sword.
Good dialogue, then.
One can hardly talk their way into a new legend, can they?
I don't know. Romance, maybe?
Ah, yes, the old tales are full of your conquests, from Perseus to Penelope to even the beautiful Aphrodite.
What? Aphrodite? No way.
It's an excellent point. I do yet ache for Eurydice, but perhaps it is time, yes? Tell me, young Hermes, what is the fastest way to find love in this modern world?
Love? Like, real love? Oh, man. I guess there's... that? Is speed dating still a thing?
Speed dating.
Okay, don't expect any branches, but I'm pretty curious about where we'll get with different dialogue. Like, what variations on the tune we'll hear. Dun, 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 dun.
I'll find a new love and we'll go down in history. Once more a true love, I'll find it tonight. I'll find a great love the way I found Eurydice, and I'll find it tonight. What do I want to get out of speed dating? The most glorious love, the heavens above will tremble.
Let's just try everybody.
Shake at their core. The winds upon the seas will feel like a breeze when compared to our love.
Except
Let's
them.
call that a practice run. I'll find a new love, somebody who will understand that love's a klaxon from the mouths of gods. I'll find a great love, gonna roll the dice once again, and I'm liking the odds.
What's up, guys? Like and subscribe. I'm here with
I'm Orpheus.
Speed Dating Time.
I actually prefer if it were just you and me.
Do you know how many followers I have?
No?
3. And tell me, Orpheus, what is your vibe?
What is vibe?
Like, what is your vibe?
Yeah, I mean, what does vibe
You
mean?
like a vibe?
No, I don't know vibe.
How old are you?
What a shame.
Yeah, there was no communication there. I love her look,
You shouldn't be
but...
allowed to do that. Don't they filter these people? Still looking for new love, and we'll go down in history. And I mean in books, and not that internet. I'll find a true love, and it'll soothe me like a balm. I guess next time's the charm. Are you ready to give all your love to a guy who wants to love you?
Alright, the Daryl. Or Darren.
Like I love Darren.
Who's Darren?
Oh, so you wanna talk about Darren? He's the best ex-boyfriend that I ever had. He would have been a good husband, could have been a good dad. But he left me because I loved a little too much. We went on one date, and then I never heard from him again. Huh, crazy, right?
It's so nice to find someone who understands the pain.
Of course I do.
Love someone so much, but never see them ever again.
It's the worst.
Because you make a deal with the king of the underworld to set your loved one free.
Huh?
But then you turn around and she's dragged back down into Hades for eternity.
That's really interesting.
I am an interesting person. So glad to hear that the suitors of today are willing to open up in pursuit of a truer love. I'll find a new love.
You tried.
Share the past with me. Epic, poetic. It's us against the world. It's so compelling. Can't wait to make some memories. let the future unfurl.
No, she just walked out. She didn't dang out.
Why don't you tell
Okay,
me your
it's Greek
favorite
guy.
thing? I'm sure that it's dull and immensely boring.
Oh, it's so niche, I'm not sure that you'll care.
Well, I shall humor you. Go on, take me there.
History, ancient Greek history.
I did.
History, history, history. Ancient Greek history. History, history.
Do you like the stories?
Yes,
Of glory,
yes,
of gods giving power to men.
yes. And heroes with lyres,
Yes.
whose music inspires.
Yes.
My favorite, of course, he is.
He has to be.
Apollo.
Alas, I've seen this case before. A person who seems perfect, who knows the score. But look beneath the surface, behind those doe eyes. The truth is that they're chewing on a heinous lie. 'Cause I'm the best. I'm Orpheus. I'm the best. And I'm better than Apollo. It's plain to see the reality. The best is me. I'm Orpheus. Nice enough, but dim. Well, surely educating those
Wow.
to the higher facts of life is its own reward. I am the best. I am the best. The best, best, best. I am the best. Who is the best? Me. Dum, dum, da, dum, dum. I once subdued Cerberus. Perhaps I should just marry myself.
Oh my god!
Got no problems, just got bank. Making that money, savvy young blank. Take you to the Shangri-La, buy you a bucket of caviar. Let me show you what that money can do. Take you to a zoo, buy a kangaroo. The best things in life are free, but I've got a solid gold me. And if I let me date you, you can have a solid gold me too. You would be good with me.
Alright, can I run with this?
I am good with
This guy is as self-absorbed as Orpheus is.
and I would be good with you, 'cause I assume that you like money too.
If you got money to burn, I might be ready to learn. But it is bait that I won't bite. But maybe if you showed me a good night, we could be a modern couple. You could teach me all about the modern things. Like what's with these devices? They seem like they're vices, but look at the joy they bring. We could be a modern couple.
And we could do the most modern couple things, like I'll work late at night, come home drunk, then we'll fight. 20 years down the drain, wasted lives, what a pain.
Then we both realize there's still love deep inside. After all of this time, we rekindle the light.
Sounds pretty nice.
Interesting. A few extra drachma might be a little fun, but it's not all that
Well, that
counts.
could have
Yes.
worked.
Maybe I could be a modern lover. I'll find a new love, one to show the world to me once more. A true love who's stylish and fair, a rich or a poor love.
What about that young man over there?
Maybe one with less slick back hair. Okay, for this one, just be in the moment. Hi, my name is Orpheus. Excuse me, you're not allowed to use that. And you're not listening to anything I'm saying, are you? I'm 2,000 years old. I've been the ruler of Hades for the last 1,000 years. What's this infernal device that turns you all into living
Hey, whose
shades?
dad is that? How old are you?
I'll find a new love, and they'll not own a light-up thing. It will be real love, a thing to be desired. Their intense obsession, I have seen before when Prometheus
Maybe
brought them fire.
Soulful Eyes. Oh, hey.
It's been the longest day. I just wanna hear someone else say that I want a new love.
I want a new love.
I want a true love.
We'll go down in history.
A love worth retelling.
It's worth more than gold to me.
You hear what I'm saying?
I've said it before to myself.
We'll find a new love.
We'll find a new love.
This has promise.
Is this a new love?
I'm willing to take the risk.
It's so nice to meet someone who shares my sentiments. Indeed, today has been very long, and most people here seem completely imbecilic.
Yeah, I'll say. I've had similar encounters. Some guy who was recording our whole date.
Someone who couldn't handle my great jokes.
I swear there was a guy who was half beast, half man.
Oh no, the event's about to end.
Okay, maybe I'll see you later?
I found a new love, now that I can finally see this will be true love, the light of my love. Spoiled for choices, I knew that this would be easy.
I think
And all in one night.
the last one, yeah. I don't want to compete with money or the past.
You are the one that I want,
You are the one that I want.
and you are the one that I need.
So, how is this gonna fail?
Are the same, nothing could get in our way. That is why we agree that this will be.
The best long distance relationship.
Wait, what do you
Did
mean?
I not mention I'm moving to Fiji?
No?
For 10 long years, give or take 10 years more. Let's say 30 years to be safe.
Okay. Almost a new love, but fate is pointing me elsewhere. Perhaps a true love, but not meant to be. Love mustn't be what the fates are driving me to find, or else it would be easy.
Yeah, he could move to Fiji, but moving to Fiji with
So,
someone you
what do
met
you
5
think?
minutes ago?
Fun, right?
Yes, indeed. Yet also inefficient. Too much is being left to chance, and that needs to change starting now. You two, you are clearly perfect for one another. Accept it. And you, yes, you with the spectacles. Accept your destiny. We can all see it, even if you cannot. And you there, with him. No, don't attempt to flee. Look at him. Look in your heart and see that I am right. And you two there together? You, over there with them. You're welcome. And you two ladies, magnificent. And for you, him. It's not a consolation prize, it's perfection.
Can't help but notice there isn't anyone left for you.
Tonight, perhaps, yet I won't despair just yet. I'll know my true love when I see it.
Yeah, that's the spirit. There are lots of other...
There's still tomorrow. Tomorrow we shall find my new love for certain.
You might want to lower expectations just a bit. Mortals have been at this a while, and it's supposed to be harder now than ever.
I don't know if this was the best path, but this was definitely an alternate path that I did not see coming. And I am I'm very happy that we're doing a second run. I can't say for sure that we're going to have a good ending, but we're having a great beginning.
No! No, you don't understand. I've wasted too much time already. I can't wait another millennia to find love.
I don't think it happens just because you want it to, though.
I expect you're correct. Eurydice and I were fated to be, even if, well, you know, it did end in tragedy. Such a fate cannot be crafted, save by the Dread Sisters themselves, can it?
Wow. Time to try the next place mortals like to meet, I guess.
This is gonna be difficult, isn't it? Lead on, my friend.
Are you just gonna facepalm the entire way there? Okay. Okay! Are you gonna nurse that bottle of Ramun soda all night?
I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, okay?
Okay, Medusa time.
It's a tavern? Nothing but a common watering hole for the desperate and
I think we were at the bar
forlorn,
last time, I think.
of which, yes, I'll admit it, I am currently one. A temporary situation, easily remedied in the traditional manner.
The locals
Oh,
call it
hi!
beer.
Eros!
May I?
Oh, wait, we didn't give up on love! So Eros can show up!
May you? You, my delectable friend, are exactly what this bard of ages has been looking for.
Oh, I'm flattered, of course, but no, I'm not here for that.
This really isn't my day, is it?
We've met before, a long time ago. You prayed to me to grant you a young woman's heart. I looked a little different back then.
You are Eros.
You're still what I want.
I'm honored for the company, my lord. I would never have recognized you in this form. As I recall,
I don't want to make this
Please don't
awkward.
say chubby flying baby.
no. Is that a thing?
No, never mind. I was told by a friend you needed help.
Ah, they didn't mention.
Well, I'm here to help with a chat, if I can.
I have to ask, are all the idols still about? The glorious Aphrodite? Is she?
Still here, if a bit worse for the wear. Better lately, if I'm honest. She always did enjoy having worshippers.
I remember her temple at Aphrodisias. So beautiful.
Many of the other names you'd remember are dead now. For good.
Have a
There
seat,
are
man.
only a few idols left these days.
I'm sorry to hear that, Lord Eros.
I've always thought it was just the way things were meant to be. You know, times change, gods fade away. Since we revealed ourselves to the mortal world, however, I wonder if that's still true. I suppose we'll see.
So, do you like this modern world, Master Eros? I find it utterly fascinating, but I did only arrive today.
It has its perks, but I miss how people were in the olden days. They used to be more open to wonder, to possibilities. The world was so large, now it's become so small.
Good pep
Surely
talk,
the world
Eros.
does not change size. Aristotle would be scandalized.
I just mean that no one pays any attention to discovery any longer. It's so commonplace, it's become mundane. Pay no attention to me. You've several millennia of wonders to catch up on. I envy you.
My memory of our encounter is a little vague, but do you not carry a magnificent bow?
Did I still have that when we met?
Oh, yes, made of ivory, it looked like, and so intricately carved. I always wondered if it was meant as a weapon, or
if my arrows truly pierced the hearts of mortal men, causing them to fall in love. It was a weapon. The arrow thing was a joke that Dionysus made, which got out of hand. Mortal authorities frown on weapons now, so I put the bow in storage around the turn of the century. I honestly forgot where.
I assume you didn't come here.
If anything in this DLC sounds like a sequel hook, it's somebody running around with a bow of arrows.
Solely to chat, Lord Eros. You have something to say about my quest?
I do, yes.
Directions to a worthy love, perhaps? You answered my prayers once, after all. Will you do so again?
That's the thing, Orpheus. I never did answer your prayers.
But you came to me. Eurydice, she
fell in love with you, without any help from me or any other idol.
Then you deceived me? All this time, I thought it was you who had sparked her passion.
Even if I had, the love you felt for each other is not something that can be manufactured. Not even by an idol.
But you allowed me to think that you had. All this time, I sang your praises. I'm such a fool.
I was a jerk back then. We all were. I thought you were arrogant, daring to ask for a love I felt you didn't deserve. So I told you what you wanted to hear. I expected you to fall flat on your face. But you didn't, did you? Eurydice said yes. True love found you anyway. The kind of love you seek can't be bargained for, Orpheus. There are no shortcuts. I see you've opened up your heart again. So let me tell you what I know. The quicker that you try to fall in love, the slower it will go. A single glance will set your world aflame. A spark, it can ignite a blaze. Why is it that I never feel warm? There are so many ways to burn. How can I not know this by now?
Arrows?
Take your bow and arrow. You
Buddy?
must aim for the moon. One chance in a million, then it's gone too soon. Take your bow and arrow. Pray your aim is true. But when should you fire? I wish I knew.
So what you're saying is it's pointless then? I think that deep inside I knew my love was lost to me so long ago. At least it was true.
Take your bow and arrow.
Tell me when
It is never too late.
must I wait
It's only
till
fate.
then? When
Take your bow and arrow.
that's the thing.
Draw the string in
my
your heart.
I
You must know
when to let
go.
Yeah, I was looking at that exit sign thinking they're gonna make that a motif, aren't they? Somehow Medusa was less depressing. Wow.
So, time for plan C, I guess?
No, my friend. Lord Eros is correct. My search for a new love is futile.
Well, I don't know about futile. I mean, maybe you just need to... Oh. Hey, big guy. Where to next? If you're not, you know, looking for love, what do you want to do?
Perhaps I could prevail upon you, young Master Hermes, to give an old bard some advice.
Whoa. You want my advice?
Why not? Despite your appearance, you are an idol with experience that spans many ages, no?
Technically, yeah. It's just that, you know, Apollo always says I make interesting choices. And I don't think he means good interesting. Hey, we can figure it out. We have, like, at least one whole brain between us, right? Oh.
Hermes, honey.
Oh, I know. Okay, so what's the worst thing that's ever happened to you?
I'm gonna stick with the revenge.
Oh, I don't know. What about being fooled by the gods and then waiting thousands of years in the lonely underworld to exact my revenge?
Yes, perfect. You could write a song about that.
I bet this changes the song in the next scene.
Work on a song and it'll get your creative juices flowing, you know? When I'm making a new video,
It's Hermes.
Who the hell is Daphne?
Oh, hi. Not all at once, please. That's my shirt. That tickles. Okay. One selfie, all right? Just one. Okay, maybe one more. Okay. That's fine. Good. Sorry, my fans can be a little...
Fame. A return to fame shall be my purpose. Tell them, Master Hermes. Tell them that the Bard of Ages has returned. Tell them he shall play to the crowds once again.
Okay.
Tell them that Orpheus's Back from the Dead tour has begun.
Hermes has the logo up before we're done saying that, which is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, how about one last song? Here's something a little more personal.
Yeah, didn't have the heart. Yeah. Oh, alright, we're doing the same... let's bring it down. Oh, okay, I'm gonna leave it at this.
Back above the ground,
Oh, okay.
my guitar unwound. I was haunted, hounded, hollowed, waiting my life away. But I felt this burn. I would soon return. and the queen would learn what fun.
Oh, okay, it is a revenge song.
All that time above, now I'd seen my love, and I soon enough was swallowed down. And then despair, for they weren't there, but I would.
What happens if you bottom it out?
Dark little cave there, shaping my plans for the queen. Only sound that I made there were tortured cries and spite-filled mutterings. But my words were rebounding from the stone coming back at me, pushing in and surrounding all who hear now listen. Hate is a self-made prison. Don't wait your life away. Forget them. Don't let them take another day.
Dang, alright.
Hey, now that was awesome! Again? Oh, man.
It was indeed a thing of awe. Just as I remember. Crowds chanting my name. Music that thrilled the soul. My every sense of fire. Until the moment the curtain fell.
And?
And that's the thing. It's exactly as I remember. I have already taken this path. Hermes,
There's something really ironic about I have already taken this path, I don't need to take it again, when we're doing an immediate replay of the game. To see how the different paths play out.
I do not need to take it again. It's kind of you to keep trying to help me, young master, but I fear I'm beyond help. You'll only end up joining me in my malaise.
No, don't say that.
Why do you persist so? Surely I have not earned such dedication.
Well, you don't need to earn it. That's just what I do. Lucky for you, I figured this might happen. Come on!
Well, now I've learned how to pronounce malaise. It's not pronounced malaise, which is good, because that always made me think of mayonnaise.
Go?
So I've learned something tonight.
Go where? There's nowhere for me to go, Hermes, and nothing for me left to do.
Yeah, there is. Come on, old timer. She's not gonna wait around all night.
Huh. It's snowing. It's a lovely view. But why have you brought me all the way up here?
To meet me, I think.
Hey, Grace. Again. I wish I had a save where, I took the other muse path, actually. I wish I did.
Goodness me, if it isn't Grace, last of the muses. Or is that still the case? The news in the underworld is rather hard to come by.
Nope, just a regular
Oh,
mortal
I
again.
do.
I didn't realize such a thing was even possible. You continue to surprise, it seems.
Well, you've got a surprise or two left yourself. This whole back from the dead thing, for instance. That requires a huge sacrifice, doesn't it?
A price I paid long ago. Or so Master Hermes recently informed me. Not that mortal life has brought me any solace.
Yeah, Hermes said you were feeling a bit lost. They thought that maybe I could help.
That's rather thoughtful of them. Is this something you do, Grace? Offer advice to ancient beings at a bit of a crossroads?
You know, I want to say no to that, but all the evidence lately says otherwise.
Very well. Advice from one mortal to another. I'm at your disposal.
Nice view.
Wonders beyond imagining. Once I would have sworn only gods could live in such a place.
I have to ask a little bit about Grace in this save
I'm
state.
not really sure where to begin with this.
Tell me what you've been up to since we met. Persephone must have been hungry for vengeance, I imagine.
Not so much, actually. We've all moved on.
She forgave you? Astounding. But the original question still stands.
I went back to college, actually. Finished my degree. I almost didn't think I could with the idols going public and everything, but I did it.
An educated woman. Why, the times have changed, haven't they?
Yeah. Thing is, that was the goal for so long. And now it's over. What next? Go and be an accountant? I mean, I was the muse. I know I chose to be mortal, sure, but what now?
Huh. Yes, this feeling I know very well. Forgive me the observation, but it appears that you're at something of a crossroads of your own.
I guess I am, yeah.
No romance, then? No love of the ages to keep you occupied as you decide what to do next?
There's Pan. I adore him, sure, but his idea of solving a problem is to go out for a night on the town until we both forget about it.
Oh, so he's fun. How dreadful.
He is. He is. Despite what he says, though, eventually a decision has to be made. I guess what I'm trying to say is that you and I are kind of in the same boat.
With one major difference. I lived my mortal life. You have yet to live yours.
There is that. Still, you're probably as close as I'm gonna get to someone who will know what I'm going through.
So you coming here tonight was not entirely for my benefit? Not to fear, Grace.
I didn't notice Pan at the speed dating.
So, here we are, Grace. How do we decide what to do next?
Tell me honestly, what made you want to come back?
I assumed my story had...
Half man, half beast. I think that might be Asterion, actually, who I may have not hooked up with, I may have not hooked them up in this run. And you know, even if it wasn't Asterion or Pan, it could have been any one of a number of others. But yeah, Pan was a good guess, though.
Reached its completion. Cue the snickering by the chorus.
I'm sorry?
A theater joke. I suppose what I'm searching for is a proper ending.
Or the next chapter. Well, I know how I used to resolve this kind of thing back when I was the muse.
Oh, is it time for a song? That, my dear, I can provide.
Feels uncertain, this thing you got me singing.
I'm uncertain. That's where that's coming from.
Sure, but you've been doing this so long. Why do you need coaching through a song?
I'm uncertain.
Just start it with a statement, something strong, and you can change it if it's wrong.
All of that time making sound. All of that time waiting round. All of that time, all that sun. Maybe I'm done.
You think you're basically cooked, but have you properly looked? There's something you might have missed, and that's that you now exist. You're out of the bell jar, you're mortal. Are you open to it? Are you open to it? To hunting a savage boar, to opening a general store, to drifting a sports car, to writing a memoir, to stalking a film star. Are you open to it?
Yes, I agree, Grace, there's more to know. I need a reason to do it, though. I can't choose a random fate. That's not what I do. Every task must have some weight, must be tough to chew.
But search your soul, cause there's more to know about control versus letting go. There's more to know.
Letting go of being here, being in this head. Letting go of what I've done and where it led. Is it time that my life's put to bed?
No, my friend.
I'm 1,000.
All right, let's see what happened.
I'll forget that we said.
Just listen, friend, cause there's more to know. It is the ending that makes the show. There's no class in hanging round. Lingering's a bore. Exit to that cheering sound. Leave them wanting more. To have so much resting on a single decision? An entire life?
I've been there. Big decisions are hard.
The fates have always decided for me.
Well, now you get to decide.
Time to go and seek the fates. Journey down below. Time to open Hades' gates. Grace, there's more to know. See my wretched history. Someone's clearly bored. Someone likes to stab at me with an unseen sword. Am I being punished here for things that I ignored? Did I once perhaps besmear some overlord? What is the scheme? What's the point? Where's the scene? What's inside? What's the theme? It must be explored. Push on ahead, for there's more to know.
Alright, where does that get us? Back in Hades.
I know you said you wanted to go on an adventure, and that sounded really cool, but I didn't think you'd come back here.
My friend, I said I needed to go in search of my fate. I meant that literally.
Oh, you mean like the fates? Oh, wow. But how will you find them? How do you know they'll even want to talk to you?
Come now, Hermes. You sound just like all those naysayers who feared I'd never retrieve Eurydice from the underworld.
I mean, you never did.
But I almost did. I almost did the impossible without knowing what lay ahead. Even if I never find the fates, the journey itself will be worth the adventure.
Yeah, alright.
I lived here 20 lifetimes, learned its shape and size. But Hermes, as I stand here now, I look with different eyes. Once they just sat here, 2 stones in my head. Now they're a living, shining set. I shall see the answer. Somewhere here it lies. For Hermes, as I stand here now, I look with different eyes. Oh, fates, prepare to feel my stare. Now I look with different eyes.
Well. I know there was a giving up option. I didn't have the heart to click it.
Fine, you win again.
I can't do it.
I miss
I just don't
Orpheus.
believe in it.
He was fun. How about you, Corone? You ever wanted to go to the mortal world? I guess, actually we need a pretty big glamour. You know, I used to be worried about you, me, Grace, and all the idols. Times were really looking rough. But now I think are gonna be all right. Another game? Oh, a different game. What, you worried I'm gonna beat you this time? All right, well.
Another game,
where do
a
you
different
store your
game.
games? Where do you store anything on this
So-
boat? You know what? Don't tell me.
So my theory is that
I think that I'm gonna buy you a console.
whatever comes next from Stray Gods, it's not going to be a musical point-and-click
That one's not a good
visual novel.
But the one I
I think whatever they're going to do next, it's going to be in a different format of some kind.
So many games, and you know, not even just single player ones. They're ones that you can play together.
It feels like that's what they're strongly implying.
Yours. I'm kidding.
And you know what? I'm here for it. Whatever it is. Be it a novel or a comic. Another game, but different. Somehow. I'm here for it. Yeah, both runs were worth doing, I think. I don't think I'm gonna replay this DLC as many times as I replayed the original game, but, I replayed the original game way, way too many times. So many times. Yeah, there are still 5 achievements left, and 2 of them are from the main game. No, I'm sorry, 3 of them are from the main game, so there are 2 achievements left in the DLC. That's interesting. Alright, but that's it. That is the stream. that was really worth doing twice, I think. I don't think I could squeeze a third playthrough out of it. I am gonna pass on reading into anyone right now and just let you folks go. So, good night, everybody. It was a great pleasure to be here. On Monday, I am gonna watch movies with Silver. But on Tuesday, I'm gonna be back with more Mass Effect. So please be here for that. Good night, everybody.